Hey everyone, this is Screen Singer. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. I'm here with Case 3, Bloodbath. It's still loading, as you can see. I'm a little bit sick, so I may not be too talkative on this LP, but I have nothing to do but play video games right now, so may as well. I didn't love the last case, but I'm hoping that this one will be a little bit better. That took a long time to load. I was not a fan of that. It seems to be loading slower than usual today.
Holmes, what happened?
Heroin.
I feel deathly.
Deathly.
Look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Is that the only opium reference we're gonna get in this game?
The pupil is dilated. The temperature appears to be normal.
Oh, well, they just tell you what to look at. Okay.
I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Okay. Let's see. Measure pulse rate by counting the heartbeats for 10 seconds.
I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
I have to click every time. Okay.
A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute.
Six. Yeah, it would be 48.
But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Oh, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Really?
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in two young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the buff, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there
They
was
were
a
tied
banner
together
floating about
naked.
in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes, and these two young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Go in there yet. I don't want to do the other one.
On the sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
Sherlock, dear brother, you have made the most terrible mistake once again. Are you quite aware of the fact that the Empire is at the brink of international conflict? How could you pass this incredibly sensitive case to those feather-brained Scotland Yard bobbies? Very well, yes, they caught the criminals, but have you not read the papers? Great fuss that has risen around it. They are generalizing all Mexicans. And as you may know, the Empire has arrangements with a great many varied and loyal Mexican enterprises. You should think about that. Yours, Mycroft. Generalizing Mexicans. Things have not changed much since the 19th century. I'm sure I pissed somebody off by saying that, but whatever.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Oh, I want to check the telescope and see if that lady's still there or if there's someone else. No, she stands there a lot. Why is he watching her in the first place? Wasn't Watson reading that book at the beginning of the game? I wonder if Holmes borrowed it from him.
Beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the City Council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see. You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see. Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details. Any progress, Mr. Holmes?
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
So it's pronounced brazier. I always pronounced it brazier. Which I guess is something else. I read a book called The Mask of Apollo by Mary Renault, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And at one point, wait, was that the book? Maybe it was something else. I read some book where a guy is making a brazier. He's like a smith of some sort. I remember thinking, why is this guy making a bra out of metal? But I guess he was making something else.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first.
Makes me feel
And then,
stupid to tell that
while
story.
we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Okay.
The steam room.
Sudatorium. Arium.
Champagne for a special occasion. Unopened, it was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled. Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room. These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
I guess we'll get to look at the body now. Still really want to do the one about the naked people tied together.
Death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
That's another word I always mispronounce. I thought it was piquancy or... I don't know.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. death would have been instantaneous.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
Seems like the kind of wound that would bleed a lot.
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
No, he was wearing a ring.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session.
The death is very recent, between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
He is ridiculous, but that's why we love him.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street. This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Guess they didn't have gloves back then?
G. Newell and Sons, steam specialists, Seattle, WA. With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Okay, that doesn't really show us anything. Steam clears up quickly.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. It is too hot. I cannot reach into it. I will need something to pick up this melted metal. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted. One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier.
Yeah, I learned the other day that, because I always crack my car windows when it's hot. I live in Texas. And I learned that apparently on older cars, if you didn't do that and it got too hot, the windows would actually break. So, stands to reason that glasses sitting on a burning hot brazier would also, you know, break.
It's horrible. So Rodney, he's dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else? I found him. I touched his shoulder. thinking that he was just asleep.
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
Is that it? That's all he has to say?
Traces wiped on the towel.
I don't want to stay here. Let us out, please.
No.
It's horrible. So, Rodney East...
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk. If you have to interrogate me, I'd like to be dressed properly first.
Where's the fun in that? I was supposed to be investigating 2 dead, naked people.
I feel ill. I want to go.
Still can't believe he turned that case down.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
Who just tells you they're in
If you
shock?
have to interrogate me, I'd like to be dressed properly first.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment. I can't understand what happened. Am I allowed to leave?
No.
Or do we have to stay here? Can't we go? It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
Well, that was useless.
Mr. Holmes?
Now we're back to that shit, I see. Thought something appeared over there, but what?
Mr. Holmes?
Damn it.
The grid cannot be removed. The weapon is nowhere to be found.
Well, that's weird. Unless one of those guys is like hiding it up their ass. Which, depending on the weapon, could be possible.
Mr. I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
No, I can't really think of anything left to do with
None,
them.
Lestrade.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Mr. Holmes?
I think it's what I need to ask him about that key.
How many
Oh,
people
and
have
champagne.
keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. But I don't know where it is.
Did you
I've
leave
got it,
the
punk.
bath at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir. I did not.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything.
I love that
The
look
baths
Holmes
at
gives him.
7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell.
Why lie
I was away
about
for
that?
20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
Wait, so pawning his school uniform buys medication? 'Cause I promise you that wouldn't work today. Medicine's expensive, and I can't imagine school uniforms are worth that much.
There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important? These baths are becoming sinister.
I want to change suits before I go to Scotland Yard. I know it's not important, I just want to. Yeah, the gray one looks spiffy, since this is kind of an upscale case.
Good day to you, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes?
An embroidered silk handkerchief.
See, told you it was upscale.
A fountain pen with solid gold trim.
I have one of those. Without the solid gold trim. I don't know how to write with it. They're actually very difficult to use if you've never used them.
Sir Gregory Pitkin's visiting card. When Garrow found Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon himself.
I mean, technically, we could check the handprint to make sure that's true. What kind of drugs? And is Holmes actually taking this for the investigation, or...?
A phial with herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes. It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
Interesting. Well, even if that has anything to do with the case, it wouldn't be the murder weapon. Maybe they stabbed him with a champagne bottle and then cleaned it off in the steam room. That'd be crazy.
An ordinary pencil.
Sir Gregory Pitkin, manager to Mr. Blinkhorn. Dear sir, the interests that I represent require the situation at the baths to be changed for the better. At the present time, the frigidarium excavations remain under your direction, and yet the works have not progressed. You have failed to find anything of value, and we are unable to make the frigidarium accessible to the public. Frigidarium is a valuable asset in the recreation of the Roman bath experience. I urge you to complete your work within the next 2 months. You have this remaining time to conclude your archaeological research and to find yourself another workplace. Damn, son. That's how you do business.
This ring was most likely the one that Sir Rodney wore. He removed it before entering the steam room. An Egyptian symbol. It is a very old jewel. I see the join. This ring was repaired, and quite badly too, with silver.
Why on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question.
That really is a bad job. My godmother is a silversmith. That's like a noticeably bad job.
An old and rather dirty coin.
I couldn't tell that by looking at the other side?
A hand-drawn map. Rodney Bentcliffe's notebook. It may contain something of interest. The last pages were torn out. We must find a way of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But first, fetch me a pencil. To begin with, a few strokes of the pencil will be enough. I don't want to damage the traces. And then to gently smudge the leftover pencil marks with a handkerchief. I'm sure that Watson won't mind if I use his.
Can't just use his own? Is this really not good enough yet? Today I almost found something will go down in history.
Mr. Holmes, the coroner had... But what are you doing? Tampering with the evidence?
I prefer to make them talk. Today, I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Sir Rodney was about to make an outstanding discovery.
Wonderful.
I could retrieve only the final words. The rest of it is lost. Perhaps the autopsy will assist us in that matter.
I'm not sure that I can allow you to inspect the body now.
I am sure that you must, Constable.
Well...
Man, what a pussy. He didn't stand up to Holmes for long at all. Subject Sir Rodney Bentcliffe, age 63. He looked good for 63. The right eyeball, I mean if you don't count all the blood, the right eyeball has been pierced to the hilt by a curved blade knife. The blade cut through the orbit of the frontal bone, ripping a part of the frontal lobe and the corpus callosum, after which, completing its trajectory in the cerebellum, caused hemorrhagic lesions. All of these injuries led directly to the death of the individual. At the upper lobe of the right lung, there is an old injury filled with an amount of mucus and ciliated debris that may correspond to a chronic infection by elements likely inhaled in a burial chamber. A decaying mummy, for example, or a dried and decomposing food product intended to accompany the deceased in their grave. The remainder of the body does not appear to have been damaged. Maybe like a scythe, an Egyptian type thing? So now I've got to inspect the body.
An unusual wound, inflicted by a curved knife, which resulted in instant death, as the coroner's report says.
Is this from the autopsy?
According to the coroner, there were no cardiac problems nor lung congestion, but there were traces of fungus, possibly contracted in the Egyptian tombs.
I thought autopsies were usually a white-shaped scar. Or a Y-shaped scar, sorry.
The coroner observed no stomach nor liver disease, if we're to accept that Sir Rodney was an occasional drinker and 63 years of age.
Some light bruising caused by a rope. The bruising is in lines. They were caused by a rope around the waist. Sir Rodney was descending somewhere.
Well, that makes sense since he seems to be looking up like Egyptian shit. Can I cut him open more? Look at that saw.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, Sir Gregory. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder that took place this morning. Would you mind answering a few questions?
Tell me, Mr. Holmes, will I need to stay here for very much longer?
Man, he's uptight.
You are the manager of the baths, is that correct?
Yes. I'm passionate about archaeology. I wanted to restore the ruins. My ambition is to open the baths to the public. Living archaeology can be a profitable business, although now I'm not so sure.
I see. When do you wish to begin using the baths?
When the archaeological researches are over, I will be free to complete the restoration. It is the usual process.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney Bentcliffe?
You were not particularly close. He had an unpleasant temperament. Suspicious, authoritarian, unkind. People possessed by genius may be forgiven for their nature, but not by me.
Was he obstructive?
Not at all. Everything he did led us to greater success. He helped us increase the potential of the building.
Please tell me what happened this morning.
The test that we performed this morning was a success. The steam was working well. But then, of course, that awful murder.
What did you see?
The steam was too thick to see anything. But ask Garrow. He saw the body first.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behavior?
Look, I'm not a suspicious fellow, but I think that he had professional interests elsewhere that he did not wish us to know about.
Why should you think that? Where?
I have no idea. But after all, it was not my business.
How was the work progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather slowly, I would say.
Sir Gregory, could you please explain this letter? You expressed the wish to call off the research work at the baths.
It was all about Blinkhorn. He was merrily digging away and taking very little care about it, ruining everything and finding nothing of any value.
But the arrival of Sir Rodney changed your mind?
Sir Rodney's work was extremely promising, and it was good for the bath's publicity. So yes, I changed my mind.
Are you aware that Mr. Garrow is under a form of medication?
Garrow? No, but I never liked that parasite.
Do you believe him to be capable of murder?
Well, he did have blood on him. Does that make him a murderer?
Did you bring a bottle of champagne to the baths?
Absolutely not. Sir Rodney did, I think.
This guy seems a bit defiant. Look at the way he's sitting.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. My name is Percival Blinkhorn.
What is your occupation?
I'm an archaeologist, specializing in the Roman period. I'm working on several excavation sites at present, including the baths at Strand Lane.
Can you tell me more about the baths?
Well, we're hoping to retrieve a great many interesting artifacts from the site, and to list any items of value before their eventual restoration and exhibition.
And has it been successful?
It has, thanks to Sir Rodney.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney?
Well, I couldn't say that he was a kind man, no. But he was talented. I felt a great admiration for him, I must say.
Was it your first collaboration?
I had met Sir Rodney briefly once in Egypt, and I'd shared my researches with him. Surprisingly, my work did convince him to come here. He arrived only a couple of months ago.
Surprisingly?
Well, Sir Rodney was a cold man, and so very secretive too. But I learned so much from him. I can't believe that he's dead.
Can you tell me what you saw today?
Well, we entered the steam room and we all went to sit down. The steam was particularly dense, and I didn't see anything much further after that. I just heard Mr. Garrow shouting, but we all ran for the door and bumped into each other. I was very alarmed by this point.
What did you do?
Well, the door was stuck, and with all the steam, it was quite frightening. I was barely able to see my own feet. Garrow was covered in blood.
Do you believe that Garrow killed Sir Rodney?
Oh, no. Garrow couldn't harm a fly.
Can you recall any recent event that would occur to you now as being a little strange?
Well, yesterday we had a small argument.
Is that all?
No. Sir Rodney informed me that he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me. Then he advised me of quite the opposite. And rather aggressively, too.
Do you recognize this ring?
Certainly. It's the famous Aswan ring. Sir Rodney brought it back from his last campaign in Egypt.
And he kept it for himself?
Sir Rodney has had his own particular ideas of archaeology.
What can you tell me about Garrow?
Well, he always looks so sad. And He has been acting strangely lately. He complains about voices and visions. I will keep an eye on him because I'm worried.
Well, that fits in line with what Watson said about the drug.
How well were your researchers progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
This letter reveals that Sir Gregory was prepared to put a stop to your work.
Yes. But since Sir Rodney's arrival, he had calmed down. He allowed us to work. I'm not sure what they agreed on.
What will happen now that Sir Rodney is dead?
Well, I haven't thought about that. But if it's needed, I will fight to defend Sir Rodney's expectations.
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
No, I did not.
This guy seems for real.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. A good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I am Tristram Garrow.
What is your
Guy seems
occupation?
nervous.
I am a councillor at the district chamber.
And what were you doing at the baths?
Well, I follow the researches. I am interested in archaeology.
You follow them?
Yes, so many things happened and we need to know. Or perhaps it's better hidden.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Garrow.
I meant nothing by that. I apologise.
The hell? I like, this guy seems a little more high class than Blinkhorn, but not quite as high class as Pitkin. Not nearly as high class as Pitkin.
What was it like to work with Sir Rodney?
It was like working with a genius. He was a hard man, but then you know this world is hard. There are always people who want to steal from you. And he trusted me, but oh.
Are you feeling unwell?
I'm sorry. It is I remember. Oh, I feel so sorry.
Do you need anything?
I feel bad. I hear. No, nothing. I'm better now.
Please try to recall what you saw today.
The room was so hot. I had to remove my glasses. I was not feeling so very well in there.
But you found the body.
I saw the knife, you know, flying through the air. I saw the blood. I tried to escape. I don't remember.
Saw the knife? What did it look like?
Everything was as if in a nightmare. It all happened so fast. The knife was shining like gold.
That's interesting. He didn't say it was curved, though, and he is hallucinating, so it's hard to tell if that was all real.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behaviour?
Well, he had been rather secretive these past few days. Last Thursday, for example, I saw him leave. When he returned, it was very late. He showed me some wet coins, Roman coins, and he started to laugh. His ring! Oh, it should be destroyed.
Why do you say that?
It is a cursed ring, digging dark secrets.
Really?
It is after me now. I know it. I shouldn't have worked on it in the workshop. It's too late now. This is the coin that he showed me. It is from the 3rd century.
It must be very rare.
No, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. This will help me to calm down.
Do be careful with the dosage.
I will.
I mean it. Did you place
So
a bottle
stern.
of champagne in the changing room?
What? No.
Interesting. That's a
Garrow
Hansa
appears
hand?
to be rather mentally disturbed. Either that, or he is a good actor.
Interesting. Okay, so he's in his early 30s, has myopia, seems disturbed due to the shock of murder, but not from that alone, as he is unshaven and clad in old dirty clothes. Picken is the model of an upper-class citizen, rich in a well-respected position. He considers it his birthright. Whatever he may have done, he certainly does not believe that he should be imprisoned for it. Percival Blinkhorn is a true archaeologist who lives and breathes his work. He has remained in his profession for 15 or 20 years and still seems to enjoy it. Now this guy. Phillips is from Manchester. He takes care of both himself and the establishment where he works, and he is seen as a good employee. He went out this morning to send a telegram, probably to his hometown. Rodney was lying to everyone about his work. Oh, well, those two definitely belong together. Why would Sir Rodney be hiding anything? Could his discovery be the motive for the crime? Find out where Sir Rodney was several days before his murder and uncover his precious secret. Okay then.
Good day to you, Mr. Holmes.
Nowhere to really go right now. Oh, I need to look at the dirt samples though. Which means there should be a minigame coming up.
What should we do next, Holmes?
On the sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again. Selenite. Pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold. White clay particles. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to. The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the city of St. Albans.
I forgot that I needed to analyze the blood too.
Let us analyze this blood sample. This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange. Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface. I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide. Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
Well, that makes sense. They were in a steam room. That it would almost be weird if it wasn't diluted at all. So, very liquid blood. That one's new. Steam moisture. The presence of water is due to the humid atmosphere caused by the steam. The presence of water in the blood is an unexplained clue. It must be somehow linked to the murder process. Well, I'm pretty sure it's the steam, but whenever it gives me two choices, I like to wait. So, not selecting anything just yet.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can... This is where I keep my post.
It's just so weird. Why is he watching her?
Now we have two maps. We must combine them properly.
I'm gonna go ahead and wait on that. Exitus.
Frigidarium.
Oh, the Frigidarium was mentioned in that letter.
This area serves as Sir Rodney Bentcliffe's workshop.
Why are there two signs with his name on them? One shittier than the other one.
Glass plate negatives, a remarkable method for recording ancient civilizations. A glass plate negative is missing. It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue. Archaeological findings, old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
It's crazy to me that the Daily Mirror was around back then. But I know it was because I think it was it was mentioned in that movie, The Suffragette. I think it was anyway. There are few among us who could claim any degree of unfamiliarity with the name of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. He is a gentleman who possesses the wealth, notoriety, and vigor to well match the finest of his ilk abound in England. His intellect is equal to his charms, as he has oft been declared by the young ladies of the European aristocracy. He holds powerful connections within the Lord's Chamber, and carries an influence inside the political world. Holy shit. There are those who would call him unforgiving, authoritarian. We should rather say that Sir Rodney is determined and ambitious. His presence at any archaeological site can only mean success for all concerned. I just realized I mentioned the Suffragette, but I think that took place sometime after this. Because wasn't that the early 1900s? Not sure. Miraculous reopening for the Strand Lane Roman Baths excavation research. I thought there was a footnote, but that was that's an apostrophe. The research efforts were about to be halted when a savior arrived in the form of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Sir Rodney has taken over immediate control of the excavation, claiming that the site holds the key to a great mystery. We pledge to update our readers with all of the exciting news as it develops. Well, alright then. Anything besides this other sheet of paper that I should pencil? 2 pencils. Okay. Dear friend, I wish to organize a press conference at the Strand Lane Baths next month. 1893 was a remarkable year for my work in Egypt, but now it is time to set my focus upon English archaeology. To shine the light on our national treasures and reveal them to the public, I would like to see as many journalists as possible in attendance to record this event, and record it favorably if we treat them well enough. I should like to recall my old friendship with Lord Blackmore and use the special funds of the Royal Archaeological Institute for this event. Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Alright then.
Archaeological findings, old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
This metal plate, besides its archaeological interest, appears to be a part of something larger. At the present moment, I am unable to determine exactly what that might be.
A shape has been cut in the plate. What should be done with it?
Just gonna carry this thing around with me? Okay.
Tools used by archaeologists in their research. Tools used by archaeologists in their research. I will need these tongs.
That's how I'm gonna get that melted metal, I guess. Any deductions I can make from all this? Fight. Sir Gregory wanted to fire Blinkhorn in order to stop the excavation, so that he might open them to the public. Sir Rodney's arrival saved the archaeological research of the baths. Blinkhorn's work was saved by the arrival of Sir Rodney, but at a high cost to his morale. Or Blinkhorn's work was saved by the arrival of Sir Rodney, who was thankful for the possibility of their working together and the chance of learning from him. Again, I'm not going to pick one just yet. Let's explore this area some more before I go and start getting that molten metal.
Right? I wonder how this could have happened.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium, the coal room.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. And treacherous is an understatement.
I really didn't see that coming.
Those stones weigh tons. We won't move them.
It does not matter. If our investigation requires it, we shall ask for them to be removed.
It's always weird to me the way our different countries spell tons. Of all the things we spell differently, that's got to be one of the more notable ones.
I should analyze this melted metal.
I just put that super hot metal in my pocket. Alright, well, since I can't get to the frigidarium, which kind of sucks, I guess analyzing the metal is all I really have to do now.
This is a piece of metal taken from a brazier. It appears to be silver, but I need to be sure. If it is silver, it will be possible to melt it, since silver's melting point is at around 900 degrees Celsius. Let us compare this sample with a silver penny by testing it with acid. If it changes color, the result of a reaction with a silver coin, then it is silver. The reaction is the same red stain. It is silver, Britannia silver quality.
Okay. Anything else I need to... Oh, I need to do that map. Also, that note I found mentioned a date. Does it actually matter which archive I search?
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need. That is not the one I... That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
I wish I could just read these.
That is not the one I need.
3 steps to surviving a waterfall. I wonder if that's a reference to the movie. Actually, wait. I don't actually know when this game came out, I guess. Maybe 2014? Just seems like it could be a reference to the movie. Because I think the show Elementary references the movie sometimes.
That is not the... That is not... That is not... That is not... That is not the one I need.
Newspapers then. He said there was something about 1883, I think was the...
That is not the one... That is not the one I need.
Maybe it was 93? Oh, Bentcliffe. The great excavation in the Swan has taken over 3 years. Sir Rodney Bentcliffe directed the archaeological work. A mummy was found with an enucleated eye and posed in an unusual position. The right hand was tensed as if reaching out for something or to someone. The mummy was buried upright. She has been named the Desperate Mummy due to her very peculiar characteristics. Nearby could be read in Latin, "By the eye he was punished for he saw what he was not worthy." The mummy is believed to be Roman rather than Egyptian, as some symbols found in the tomb are in common with the Mithraic mysteries. I don't know exactly what that means.
Here it is.
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
Read that instead of what? I wonder if it was a typo. Any silver was found melted in the brazier. Item of silver has been recently melted in the brazier. I don't actually know why I need the glasses unless the hint here is that it might have something to do with Garrow? Garrow said he put his glasses there, yeah. Okay, now map.
Now we have 2 maps. We must combine them properly.
I'm not really seeing an area that matches this. Right here? That doesn't seem to be it.
Watson, pack your bag. We are visiting a location in St. Albans marked on Sir Rodney's map.
All right. This is getting kind of interesting. I wonder if we'll actually get to visit, like, this should be an archaeological site, right? I like that view outside the window just now, too. They actually seem to change the view outside the window to match where you're going. What's up, Watson?
What should we do next, Holmes?
God, you're useless.
This archaeological site has been abandoned. This archaeological site has been abandoned. Why did Bentcliffe come here?
Wicked.
The door has been left open. Someone did not care or was in haste. This is the map of the site. We are at the heart of an old Roman city.
Followers of Mithras were covert, worshipping more conventional deities such as Juno or Neptune in their everyday lives. Mithras temples were usually found below the temples of other gods. Mithras followers often referred to their traditional deities to gain passage to the Mithraeum. An example of the Mithraeum of Dio in France is interesting. Located beneath the carved statue of Diana. Possibly revealed by a clever stone and rope mechanism which may never have been discovered if the water infiltration had not destroyed the mechanism opening the way down to the Mithraeum. Mithraic temples can be found in Ostia, Numidia, Dalmatia, Britain, and along the Rhine-Danube frontier, while being common in Greece, Egypt, and Syria. If this is all real, I'm learning some interesting shit here. And the empty coconuts that they used to imitate the sound of horses' hooves, another strange ritual for the old gods, keep the evil spirits away. People, feeling that the dark eye was upon them, would melt their valuables in the fire. Oh. Sub-Saharan tribes burned fruits, and the rich Roman family spared no expense, melting silver or tin. It is not recorded if such valuable offerings were thrown away with the ashes, or if they were reused at a later date. How would you reuse something after you burned it? Two documents here. The knife used by Mithras for the Troctony, the sacrifice of the bull, is originally a curved sacrificial blade of Persian origin. Its curve can be from 15 degrees. Oh, so that's a slight enough curve that you could definitely stab someone through the eye with it. The name is derived from the Persian shamshir, which means sword. This radically curved sword family includes the Shamshir scimitar. That's the word I was looking for earlier, not scythe. Talwar, Khalij, Pulwar, and Mongol saber. A myth of the golden knife is the key to the... Hey, he mentioned a golden knife, Garrow did. Is the key to the Mithraic mysteries that some describe as an equivalent to the Holy Grail. The golden knife carries a curse that will spill the blood of the unworthy who would dare to touch it. Cult of Mithras was a mysterious religion practiced within the Roman Empire from around the 1st to 4th century AD. The name of the Persian god Mithra, adapted by the Greek as Mithras, was linked with a new and distinctive imagery. Worshippers of Mithras had a complex system of 7 grades of initiation with ritualistic meals. Initiates would meet in the underground temples, called Mithraea, that were retained in large numbers. The iconic scenes of Mithras show him as being born from a rock and slaughtering a bull, Tauroctony. I guess is why they sacrifice them. It is. Is that a Cyclops? Area 1, Triclinium.
The Cyclops, a one-eyed creature helping Vulcan at the forge.
Guess Vulcan is like the Roman Hephaestus? I mean, they're obviously not talking about the alien.
Vulcan, the god of fire and metalworking.
There's another sign. Area 2, pits. Rope. He had rope bruises on his back.
The ropes for now. Excavating tools, a bucket, shovel, and brush.
Why did I take the trowel? Does that relate to something I found earlier? Honestly, not that sure. Okay, looks like I can go this way. Arch of Hadrian. Area 5, Temple. That seems important.
Construction hooks.
What do they look like? Could that be a weapon? They don't really look like hooks to me. Well, no, I guess they are. They're curved hooks at the end. I was thinking of a more traditional type of hook. Minerva, wasn't she in Assassin's Creed?
It is a statue of Minerva.
Yeah, so is Juno.
Neptune, the god of the sea.
What's this? Part of its leg is missing. And one of its horns.
It is a broken statue of a bull.
Thought I heard the river. It was right behind me.
This is the map of the site. We are at the heart of an old Roman city.
That water is
The
loud.
gastrofets were used with ropes and hooks for sieges.
We have ropes and hooks here. Arturus Domum. I don't speak Latin, so it's not like I know what this shit means. I just like reading
The
it.
door has been left open. Someone did not care or was in haste.
Dear Lord Blackmore, the manager of the baths, Sir Gregory Pitkin, was quite a nuisance at the start when I arrived. After you stepped in, he became rather more helpful. Occasionally, people of his rank are not well suited to a work of such great magnitude. They lack the necessary vision. In a few weeks' time, I hope to bring good news of the Strand Lane baths. I am on the verge of discovering a major archaeological artifact. One that might be used politically by your party to demonstrate the strength of our ancestors and fulfill the need to protect our empire from any present and future threats. Kind regards, Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Didn't we turn down the naked people case because he doesn't like politics? God damn it. If this was going to turn political, I could have taken the naked people. Still very, very butthurt about that. Calvin, Hobbes. Sorry. It's obvious why I'm laughing. Hobbes and you consider yourselves as being so smart and funny. Yeah, they are. I had a good laugh when you froze Miss Durkin's notes about the Arch of Hadrian in the ice. However, our thesis exams are just ahead, and as you are the so-called brain of your improbable duo, I have to warn you that my gastrophates model, the ancient Greek crossbow and not the medical device to relieve constipated people, as you might have thought, is not to be touched, or else I'll have to inform Mr. Wormwood about everything you've done these past 2 years. P.S. I ate Hobbs' tuna sandwich as spittle. Holy crap, that's too much. I can't imagine that's even remotely important.
The gastrofets were used with ropes and hooks for sieges.
Yeah, I already knew that. It's like the same schematic.
This is a reproduction of an ancient Greek crossbow.
Right. Let's see. So, his complaint could be connected to the same arrival, probably. I'm not sure what appeared. Oh, there we go. Pitkin feels rather uncomfortable postponing the public opening of the Roman baths because of Sir Rodney. He was angry because of this. Or Pitkin expects to receive much of value from Sir Rodney's research. The work will increase the baths' renown and popularity. Again, I'm not picking anything quite yet.
This railway is used to remove rubble from the site.
Area 4 to Millennium.
This wall was covered with mud recently. What could be hidden here?
I guess the trial had a purpose. Why would they cover this with mud, though? Guess I have to just really scrape all of it off. Okay.
I can see now. Frigidarium. It is located at the Roman Baths in London. Someone took the time to hide the fresco, but what for? I need to visit this place.
Okay.
Frigidarium. These are the city's Roman baths. What might be hidden there?
I wonder if they've uncovered that passage. Sorry, I got a text. Got distracted.
Mr. Holmes, we've cleared the corridor to the Frigidarium. You can visit it now.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
Excellent. Over here, yeah? Yeah. Really cool frescoes on the wall. Too bad most of them haven't really stood the test of time. This could have been a beautiful hallway. Would have been hell of a design, but could have been really beautiful. Now, what am I looking for? I don't think I should be pushing anything until I know more about what's going on here. Is anything over here? I'm starting to think that these are going to be the only things I find. Maybe I should just start pushing them.
Perhaps I could find some clues by activating the flagstones. A hidden sign.
What's the point of that? Okay, well, he seems to think I should push all of the flagstones, so... Nothing behind that one.
A hidden symbol.
Nope. Look at any of this shit. Nope. Guess I'm really just here to look at these columns. Too bad, because this is a really cool looking area. Look. Nope. Medusus. Man, I would have thought there would be something important behind that one. Trident.
A symbol. Now I have all the clues to help me find where these symbols are leading. All I need is imagination.
That all makes sense. The trident, because there was a Neptune statue. The Minerva statue was wearing a helmet, and then we looked at that Cyclops. This last one, a jug. Yeah, so I guess there's nothing pertaining to Vulcan, which I don't know why. Unless the Cyclops is what's pertaining to Vulcan, since... Yeah, I guess technically that would pertain to both of them. Let's look at the spider anyway, just in case. I don't suppose there's a bull anywhere here. 'Cause there was a bull statue there, too. Nope, that's everything. Alright. It wants me to hit the... Oh, okay. Nice.
The signs are pointing to this bust.
Yeah, I think it was the one over here. This one. It's, kind of weird. It was a weird little puzzle. I feel like, in a way, he was just going on a hunch. Now this is getting really interesting. How do you know to turn it that way, though? Where's the passage that opened? Guess it was this one? Yeah, because the door I came through was wooden.
What is this place?
I am unsure, Watson, but everything points to the fact that it was the last place visited by Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. We are approaching the end of this mystery.
Too bad, because this is my favorite one so far. Right.
A broken glass plate. What is it doing here? A minute, at Baker Street. How very peculiar. An ice maker.
Why would Sir Rodney have brought such a device here?
A sack of crude salt.
Not much to say about that.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Mithras, the god, clothed in Anatolian costume and wearing a Phrygian cap, killing the bull. This fresco resembles either a ladder or a hierarchy.
The initiation grades of the cult of Mithras. Interesting.
This fresco resembles either a ladder or a hierarchy.
Well, that's creepy.
The fire casts a shadow upon the floor. The pillar collapsed a long time ago. Mummified bodies. We're in some type of catacomb. That is the symbol of Neptune, the god of the sea. A shovel, not from the Roman era. We cannot go any further.
Well, it tells me to use my imagination, but I can't
Mummified
imagine that's
bodies.
important yet.
We're in some type of catacomb.
How dreadful. Judging by the broken orbit, this poor fellow met a death similar to Sir Rodney's.
Interesting indeed.
This shoe is not from the Roman era. It is medieval at best. This man was a tomb raider who met with an unfortunate end.
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
Mummified bodies. We're in some type of catacomb.
No shit, Sherlock. Sorry, that was weak. I've been wanting to say that since I started this game. I'll probably say it again at some point. Try not to during this mission, because I know it's stupid. Okay, so that doesn't seem to have... Oh, no, it did. There's no pillar over here, so I guess there's just the three?
The pillar collapsed a long time ago.
Where are all these?
It resembles a bull. It is very similar to the face of Mithras.
So, Mithras, blank, bull, Neptune.
This shadow seems to represent a bridge. The shadows show us the way to go. We will find Mithras after Neptune, the bull, and the bridge.
Okay. It's a little weird. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. If I did get something that I was supposed to examine at Baker Street. Can't remember what it was, actually. But But the good thing is, as soon as I approach the table, he'll just freaking tell me, so... This is kind of a long case. Wonder if they all get longer as you go along. I mean, I don't think I've actually been playing as long as either of the first two cases. Just feels like I'm doing a lot. Which is a good thing, because
There are
with
12 pieces here. Let's try to gather them.
with the second case, you know, it felt like I wasn't doing very much at all. Hmm. Not 100% sure what I'm doing here. One of these cubes is a different color. I wonder if that's helpful in some way. Alright. So... it looks like I need to move these around and figure out what the mold is supposed to be. What did that really do? Okay, so this bottom one seems like it might be where it belongs. Only one that's probably where it belongs. Here, that top one seems to be where it belongs as well. That one right here looks like it should be at the bottom. And kinda looks like that one's supposed to be up top, so that's good. Okay. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Okay. So that verifying thing is really helpful. Like, really helpful. Oh, whoops. Doing that when I don't mean to. If you're wondering why I'm not talking much, it's because I went ahead and pulled up a guide for this part. I don't want to skip, but holy crap, this would take forever. Alright then. Damn it. Alright, so that's pretty much done. Alright, just need to do these two, I believe.
It is a mold, and it is ready for casting. The mold is prepared for casting. We just need to fill it with certain material. Sir Rodney has made a reconstruction of the mythical golden knife. He seemed unafraid of maledictions, and yet...
Yet what? Alright, so here I should be home free without a,
half a glass of water should
guide.
be enough to create a plaster solution.
There's the water right here, yeah?
Now let us see what we have here.
Oh, interesting.
This knife is very similar to that described by the coroner as the weapon that killed Sir Rodney.
You should not leap to any hasty conclusions, Watson.
But that's, I mean, it is. It's very similar. It wants me to do a deduction. Let's see. Create a copy of the golden knife of Mithras, huh? Curved and sharp. Yeah, well, based on what Watson said, it obviously wants me to combine those, so... Check if we can create a silver knife with the materials found. Interesting. Photographic development I need to do too, but I'll go ahead and do the silver
Let
experiment
us
for
try
now.
to create an object from silver by using the mold. It will take a minute to melt the silver with my gas burner. Done. Now I can proceed further.
This pan is hot enough
The
to
mold is hot.
melt silver.
wait
Did
for
I
it to
seriously
cool
just
down.
pick it up?
Done. Now I can proceed further. A homemade silver knife. Excellent. We have created a knife with the silver that we found. It could have been used to kill Sir Rodney.
It was extremely clever to create a weapon that could dissolve at the scene of the crime.
Indeed it was. Let's go ahead and do photographic development, I guess. Okay, this looks like an edge piece. This looks like a piece. I like corner pieces, they're easy. This looks like a corner piece too. Oh, I also love when it just like automatically connects them for you. It always makes things a lot easier. This is the first puzzle in this game that's like pretty much just a literal puzzle. It's like it goes here. Oh, come on. There we go.
Done. Watson, could you please use this negative and your photographic equipment to process the photograph? Thank you, Watson. Now I must use reagents to develop the photograph.
Oh, those fucking things again. Oh good, it's not gonna make me do what it did before where I have to like pour them in a certain order. Is this really how they developed photographs back then? Because I have my doubts. Who knows though, maybe it was. So, props to them for doing what must have been a pain in the ass job. Alright, I think I got everything. Ice cream.
Ice cream.
He says it like it's such a foreign
Sir
idea.
Rodney. Ice. Salt.
Salted ice cream. That's the shit.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
The pyramids of Giza in Egypt. Another archaeologist, most probably. Ice cream in the desert. We are indebted to the Romans who developed the technique.
So that's it. Salt and crushed ice may help to create ice cream.
Wants me to do some deductions now. Ice cream in the goddamn desert. That's fantastic. Okay. Those two, obviously. Silver weapon was used and then destroyed in the brazier after the crime. Murderer hid the weapon in the clouded steam room. He then placed the knife in the brazier in order to destroy it, which resulted in the melted silver that we found. Salt and ice buckets were... So he was making ice cream down there? I mean, these two seem related, I just don't get why. Someone was experimenting with the Roman method of ice production. Check if an ice knife can be created with the materials found. Huh. Alright. Lots of experiments here right now.
Ice, salt, and then the mixing. It should be elementary. We need to reach minus 20 degrees Celsius to fully freeze the water inside the mold. Before beginning, I must remember that I have enough ice and salt for no more than 4 attempts.
Why would I need to do multiple attempts?
Holmes, look. The temperature is reducing.
So the temperature's falling. Okay.
Ice, salt. A block of ice. I have only to use my ice pick.
So I guess I add ice and salt every time because I'm trying to keep it from going up. I'm out of ice. Oh, it's just about 20.
Ice, salt, and then the mixing. We cannot be making it correctly. Let us try again and be precise with the timing.
Damn it. Yeah, I let it go up too much.
Ice, salt, and then the mixing. It should be elementary. We need to reach minus 20 degrees Celsius to fully freeze the water inside the mold. Before beginning, I must remember that I have enough ice and salt for no more than 4 attempts.
It's a weird ice production method when you've, when your ice production method involves using more ice.
Holmes, look. The temperature is reducing.
I guess then, yeah, as soon as it hits the equal sign, I need to use this stuff to keep it from going up. So I need to always be ready. Almost there. I don't know if I'm gonna quite get there, though.
Excellent. Now we must check to ensure that it is adequately frozen.
Oh yeah, Celsius is on the left. I definitely got there.
An ice weapon for a cold-blooded murder. An ice knife. A surprising and yet a very brilliant idea.
It's the perfect weapon. It enables one to kill a man and then it melts. The only trace it leaves is a small puddle on the ground.
That's interesting. But then what was in the silver in the brazier? Because if he used an ice knife, I mean, that would potentially explain the watered down blood. It would also explain, he said it seemed to be bleeding more than it should be. And if it was diluted with water, that would make sense. In fact, that would make more sense than the idea that it's just from the steam, because the steam wouldn't necessarily make it seem like he bled more. Because remember, the way it bled, it was pouring out of him, which could happen as the knife melts. That would also explain why they needed ice. The ice knife could have been kept in the champagne bucket. Hey, I called it. Murderer hid the weapon inside the ice bucket with champagne. After the attack, the knife was left to melt, so causing the excess of water in the blood pool. Alright then. Now what? I can't think of anything I have left to find at the Strand Bath, and I can't think of anything to do at St. Albans. Well, I guess I have, because I uncovered some talk options while I was doing all that stuff, and the only people I can think of to talk to are the suspects.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
I'll just interrogate him in the same order I did earlier.
The paintings in the baths are focused on Mithras, I understand.
Yes, they are what make this place remarkable.
And that is why Sir Rodney came here?
He believed that the golden knife, which is an ancient ritual item, was hidden somewhere around the baths. I admit that it would be wonderful if it were true.
And you are not concerned by the reputation of this artifact?
You mean the curse? Before someone is dead, it is a blessing. After they are dead, well, then it becomes a curse. Ha!
Good point. Kind of like, it's always weird that baseball teams are cursed if they haven't won a World Series in a while. Were they cursed before they ever won a World Series, or is it just like after they do it, they're expected to constantly do it again?
Some melted silver was found inside the steam room brazier. Do you know where it came from?
Silver? No.
Well, that was a short interrogation.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Interesting. He said no, but I couldn't call him out on lying. Maybe he really didn't know.
What can you tell me about Mithras?
Oh, so much. It was the core of our work. Why do you ask?
Were you seeking the golden knife?
I see you are an amateur. Yes, the golden knife was our grail. It is said that it bears the only text explaining the ritual of the cult of Mithras.
I understand. I read something about immortality.
A myth. The knife would provide immortality only to the worthy one, and yet it is cursed, and it would kill you if you are not initiated.
Did you expect to find the golden knife at the baths?
Well, Sir Rodney thought that it might be there. Did you observe the knife representations there? They are so extraordinary, and we had hoped that... It is a tragedy that he has passed away, taking all of his secrets with him. As soon as I've been released, I will continue Sir Rodney's researches in his memory.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
No. Silver, you say? No, I don't know how it got there.
It's always so suspenseful to interrogate because you have to keep your finger on the X button, you know, in case they lie. But neither of them has so far. Who's that guy in the back?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Is that guy in the back the suspect in the naked people case I couldn't take? Do I get to take it after this one? Or am I seriously just never going to find out? I wonder if it's a real case.
Perhaps you could explain the cult of Mithras to me.
No, there is nothing to say. We are not the worthy ones.
But Sir Rodney believed that he was.
He was wrong. I have visions. The golden knife, the mummy. Oh, it's all my fault.
Calm down, Mr. Garrow. We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
It didn't help. The power is too strong.
We're going to accept that as an explanation? Okay. It said I have a new deduction to make. And these are the only two things that look like they connect to each other. It's always easier to make these deductions closer to the end of the case because there are so few options. Garrow's illness. He's tortured by his obsession with the Mithras curse. He has been driven insane, a condition worsened by the medication he's taking. His weakness, he's melancholic. He's a victim of over-medication, hence hallucinations and unpredictable behavior. His state has been worsened by the shock of Sir Rodney's death. Okay. So... Mithrium lies hidden at the St. Alban excavation site. The bridge piers seem to hold a secret. Yeah, I thought I could take those now. He just said that he didn't need them yet. Said I need ropes and hooks on that schematic.
Neptune, the god of the sea.
Okay, so it said after Neptune, the bowl. Then the bridge. So where's the bridge? Oh, it's fucking broken.
We should use these metal rings to help us reach the bridge pillar. There might be something behind these leaves. I'll have to find a way of getting there.
Okay. Oh, crossbow. Well, those two were easy enough to connect. Shutter, handle, shutter groove. Okay, so shutter and shutter groove. What am I missing here? Oh. Oh. Rabbit? Should be able to do it now. Let's just examine this once again.
The gastrofets were used with ropes and hooks for sieges.
Yep.
Those rings on the bridge are perfect targets. This one is ready.
Firing a gastrophetes requires a lot of practice.
No shit. Not quite.
This one is ready.
One more. Too low.
Firing a gastrophetes requires a lot of practice.
Oh, shut up, Watson.
The bridge is ready. Now I must cross
There we
it.
go. Interesting, I never have to shift to the left, it seems. Funny, as soon as I say that.
Watson, come here. I have found something.
Well, this is getting very interesting. Wait on 1 second, because this looks like an interesting part, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab some water and I'll be right back. Sorry, that took a little longer than I thought. I haven't eaten today, so while I was grabbing water, I decided to chop up some cauliflower and grab a bottle of Tabasco.
Are we inside the hidden temple of Mithras, Holmes?
I am not sure. We had better be careful.
Which way should we go, Holmes?
There ought to be some clues here. Let's take a look around. I saw this symbol in the tunnels underneath the Frigidarium. I saw this symbol in the tunnels underneath the Frigidarium.
Okay, I think I know what he's talking about. So it's one of those three symbols at the bottom, probably.
I saw this symbol in the tunnels underneath the Frigidarium.
It's given me a clue for I don't know what it is. Let's add some more weight. Nice. Okay, let's check the symbols again. So it's one of these three. More puzzles, just continuing on with the grades. Well, that's second, first, so this should be fifth, but let's check. Yep. It's gotta be one of these two. So it should be that sort of wreath-looking one. Actually, based on the flagstones from that one chamber, it probably is definitely a wreath. Did I just hear whispering? Thought it went away when I looked to the right, so let's try the left. Looks like this goes around, so I guess it didn't really matter. First, it's that one. It should be this weird little seashell looking wizard hat.
inside the hidden temple of Mithras, Holmes? This lamp is not old. The oil is still fresh. Perhaps Sir Rodney passed by here.
No, I do not think so. Remember, he went no further than the catacombs underneath the Frigidarium. The murderer left this lamp.
Well, that opened a gate. It was weird.
Golden knife of Mithras. A long-lost relic has resurfaced. Watson, it is time to conclude this case. Excellent. Now, we should find another way of getting out of here.
Guess I have to work backwards now.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Sir Rodney's secret was an important discovery, a metaphorical bomb. He could use it as a powerful means of annihilating anyone who stood in his way, that he alone might take the fame and glory. Well, all right then. Let's see. First, let's say it's a silver weapon. We're gonna, as always, just go through all the different possible conclusions. Which would mean discredit the ice idea. Motive vengeance. Blinkhorn is a deserving specialist who is aware that he is about to be cast aside over a major discovery. He will lose his chance of a lifetime. Okay, so Blinkhorn's silver knife. He killed Sir Rodney to avenge an abuse of power. The death would be to his financial benefit and would allow him to emerge as a luminary in his field. He used a silver reproduction of the golden knife of Mithras. Condemn him, he knew of Bencliffe's intention to take all the credit for the discovery of the golden knife. He devised a cunning plan to eliminate Bencliffe, and for this, he deserves the rope. Absolve him, he devoted his life to discovering the golden knife, and the credit was about to be stolen by Bencliffe. If he had been given the opportunity to claim ownership of this discovery, he would not have killed Bencliffe. Okay, so there's one. Just real quick, I'm gonna indulge a curiosity. Okay, I googled oceanic merry men to see if the case that we didn't take at the beginning was a real one, but I didn't come up with anything. Motive stop takeover. Even if Pitkin is the owner of the bats, he will surely lose them, for this major discovery will change everything. It will turn the bats into a permanent excavation site to preserve the research. It will never achieve the commercial status that Pitkin desires. So, Pitkin's silver knife. He killed Sir Rodney to conceal their discovery, the only way to save the Roman bats from the upcoming excavations. He intended to start his own business. He used a silver reproduction of the golden knife of Mithras. He was humiliated by Sir Rodney, and so devised a plan to first eliminate him, and then open the bats for business. He believed that the mystery of the murder would attract the public. He was a legitimate owner of the bats, and Sir Rodney was about to take over the rights. If Bencliffe had accepted the compromise, Pitkin would not have killed him. Your reasons for absolving people are kind of weak in this. Okay. So obviously, Pitkin and ice knife is also a possibility. Use an ice maid. Yeah, okay, so everything else stays pretty much the same when you do that. So, let's see how you reach the Garrow conclusions, because I imagine they're similar. Mode of paranoia. Garrow's suffering was too great after Sir Rodney's grand discovery. Garrow lived in fear of the Mithras curse and so developed heightened feelings of paranoia. Garrow. He killed Sir Rodney in a fit of obsession due to his intense nervous state. The only way to ease his suffering was to perform a ritual killing. Condemn him, send him to the asylum. He is a psychopath. We are unable to determine if his actions were deliberately manipulative or due to genuine illness. He needs to be put away for life. Or send him to a sanatorium for appropriate treatment. He cannot be held responsible for his crime as he was under the strong psychotropic effect of St. John's wort. He may yet be cured. So that's a slightly better reason to absolve someone if you go with him. And again, that doesn't really seem to change anything. So based on all of that, it doesn't look like the first one where you can decide there were two murderers. In any case, we're gonna go with Blinkhorn and the... Silver knife. Going with ice knife. Because it would, I kind of talked earlier about how it would have diluted the blood in a different way probably than the steam would have. And I'm going to condemn him because, as I said, the reasons for absolving him are just plain weak.
I'm feeling rather uncomfortable. Why have I been put into these cuffs?
I fear that you had better get used to them, Mr. Blinkhorn. They are your reward for the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe.
What? No, that's a lie.
It is regrettable, for you are a talented archaeologist. I will request that you are placed in a prison where you are unable to dig an escape tunnel. That is, of course, if they decide that you shall live. The consulting detective who salutes your intelligence in performing the perfect crime, yes, but also the gentleman who detests your motivation.
You know nothing.
You wish to be the one who would reveal this to the world.
Is that the golden knife? How?
I also like to dig, you see. I only followed your trail. Such a pity that there is always someone willing to steal your credit, wouldn't you say? And there was the chance of a lifetime. You had to take it. It was not to be shared. But now I am here, and there is no one who will stop the tread of justice, Mr. Blinkhorn. Goodbye.
Sorry, I was eating. So, Blinkhorn knew of Bentcliffe's intention to take all of the credit for the discovery of the golden knife. He devised a cunning plan that would not only eliminate his rival, but would award him the fame of discovery. He used a handmade ice maker to create an ice-made reproduction of the golden knife of Mithras. Carried it to the steam room in an ice bucket with champagne, and then, after the murder, dropped the knife onto the floor, allowing it to dissolve into water. The rope is a fitting punishment. Oh, that's what we mean by, condemn. Alright then. I will accept that decision. Says my personality ranking is impartial. After the last one, it was just. I wonder what impartial means. In any case, I'm going to call it a stream. Thank you for joining. And I'm actually just going to take a short break, and then I will be back in not too long with case 4. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video.